The problem with cheating in Apex Legends is that it might just never go away. At least that's what I've heard people say, but no one is satisfied with that answer. It isn't the only answer that makes sense. I don't know. There might be something in between the lines that can satisfy both you and both me and everyone watching here, that cheating has its place in gaming, but it still can be dealt with. And I think that's what this latest post that just came out about 35 minutes ago from Hideouts and the cheating team has been discussing. I want to read this with you and also give a brief understanding of where cheating has been in Apex Legends, because it's quite an interesting journey we've been on from start to finish. Remember in the beginning of Apex Legends where cheating was so easy? It was easy because of one thing. You could do whatever you wanted, but when you saw somebody who was watching you in game, you literally had a chance to stop being a cheat. That's right. These eyeballs right here would stop you from cheating because you knew someone you had killed was watching you and could report you afterwards. In fact, this video that has 700,000 views blew up on my channel because I was watching someone who looked suspicious to me but waited a whole 13 minutes to show their cards after 50 games of doing the exact same thing. Check it out.
So obviously some weird tracing there, and he does shoot someone behind the wall and when they jump above it, but doesn't really get a finish. In fact, his teammate ends up going down. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. It was not a mirage. It was not a dream. This man was cheating, and cheating heavy.
That was just ridiculous. And every time I look at it, it gets me mad because this person would literally go ahead and try to style on you with the Bangalore, bring it back out and shoot you and look cool and turn away. I'm like, you're cheating. Stop it. You're not that good. So we started there. But as the community realized, and I myself made a ton of cheating videos, that it's not good for them to be able to see you because then they could change their behavior, wait till you leave and stop watching, and then keep going. It was a step in the right direction, and many pieces of community feedback like that started to make the process easier and better. Harder for cheaters to find themselves out into the world as those features went away, and newer features to catch them and track weird actions and report easier came into the fray. Well, how has that been? Recently, as I said, this video is all about talking about this latest broadcast from the cheating community, the team at Apex Legends who work on anti-cheat. So let's get into it. We recently committed to more transparent and consistent communication, and our next topic is a big one. You hate cheating, and so do we. It harms your experience in Apex Legends as a whole, while we work daily to stamp it out and get ahead of the next exploit or cheating evolution. It's worth noting that this battle will never end. Interesting words here. I want you to remember that part. We've been active in this fight, but we haven't been as successful as we've needed to. So we're stepping things up in multiple areas, including aiming to deliver noticeable improvements over time to protect the integrity of our game. It may go out without saying, but we can't share every detail. We've got to keep some cards close to our chest to avoid tipping off those who would work against us. Here's the TLDR. Current state, more than 6 million accounts have been banned since launch. More than 100,000 accounts are banned each month on average. Team investments, we've expanded our anti-cheat team across the globe, including 24/7 coverage and added dedicated talent in the particularly impacted Asia Pacific region. And tools and technology currently use a kernel level anti-cheat system and multiple incremental layers of protection. We've improved our processes, rolled out additional capabilities, and are continuing to deploy new tools and technologies faster than ever. I think the biggest part about this, guys, that I would say is the amount of accounts and the other elements that they've talked about, which is having 24/7 coverage. Obviously, 6 million accounts since launch is a huge amount of players. That's a good player base for a game, right? So they've banned that many cheaters. So that's solid. The other thing is 100,000 accounts banned each month. That's a solid amount of accounts as well, especially considering these are banned accounts. These are accounts that are doing something wrong. That's a lot of people doing something wrong in Apex Legends. So they've actively tried to work on that. Another big feature they mentioned is this 24/7 coverage. Now, a lot of our pros in the ALGS in North America and in EMEA have talked about wanting this coverage as well, for a reason that they were being specifically targeted. And they were targeted by a very, very hard to deal with cheater. His name was Destroyer 2009. In fact, if you do not remember what happened there, this is a little bit of a moment where when Destroyer 2009, after kind of harassing Hal and harassing Jim Burton on stream, doing weird things, gifting crazy amounts of subs, excuse me, not subs, coins, or gifts that then if they opened might have gotten a little bit of a connection into his account and their computer so that he could take it over. In the middle of one of our finals of Apex Legends, we had this really crazy thing happen. I don't want to say what happened. I just want to show you a little bit of it because it was pretty wild. And the aftermath was pretty crazy for everyone involved. Here it is.
Sure exactly how they did it. This whole thing has people worried about the security of the game and the players' accounts. Because of this mess, the officials stopped the tournament and postponed it. This is to make sure everything is fair and safe before they continue. This situation shows that esports tournaments need stronger security to prevent hackers from ruining the game in the future.
Can we shoot height? Can we shoot height?
Yeah, shoot now.
I'm cheating. I'm fucking shit. I got aimbot. I have aimbot.
Oh no.
You
gotta leave the game, bro. You gotta leave the game.
The door's blocked. Tick, break it.
Break it.
I have aimbot right now. I literally have aimbot.
Leave the game.
What if I just don't shoot? Okay, wait, no, I'm back. I'm cheating. No, I can't shoot. I literally cannot shoot.
I'm getting the thirst.
I can't shoot. I cannot shoot.
Watch the cross goal.
I'm out. Hold the door. I got a song.
In possession of our preference banner.
Why are we playing this game out so?
You still aimbotted?
It keeps going on and off. It keeps literally going on and off.
Check for Moby.
I have a movie. I have one. Can I call it on
Destroyer, please, you stupid motherfucker, leave me alone, man. You should be able to do it right here. They stopped it.
Holy.
This thing's chalked. It's just chalked now.
It kills this side. I don't want anyone taking this corner.
They're fucking portaling over here.
Let me get some barrels. They're portaling here.
No,
They're right to it. They're right to the corner.
Yep.
You scan?
Yeah, cannon.
It's fucking on.
The team not still there? Or team breach?
He ran back.
No, team not.
Oh yeah.
Top barrel's not in anymore.
He's in the corner still. I killed one! Here!
Down here?
But I killed right here! Blue!
One flash. Where?
Like blue here! On my ping! I knocked him there!
I fucking turned it.
He's kid.
Wait, what the fuck?
Don't worry about it.
I'm getting hacked! But,
I know. Sure. Can you play the game?
bro, I'm getting hacked!
I know, but can you play?
Yeah, but it's cheating! The fuck?
I know. Sure. I know.
And what?
Like what?
No, but is
What?
it fucking up your game?
Yes, I can see everyone! Like,
You need to leave.
I didn't leave the game, right?
Yeah, he has to
Yeah, I'm leaving. Like, what the f-
Admin's down. Nick, admin's down. Nick,
But,
admin's down.
I left. Like,
What ended up happening, and I just love the difference between Hal, who goes, I can't shoot, proceeds to shoot everyone, versus Jim Burton, who's like, I'm cheating, and leaves immediately. Those two now teammates on pretty much the GOAT roster of Apex Legends Falcons right now. We'll see how they do in Germany coming up in just about a week as I'm traveling out that way for our Split 2 playoffs. That was a low point. You saw my face there. I was wearing red. Come in and have to say we were canceling the finals and we would have to move it to another day. We ended up doing it secretly. People started to figure it out because they were tracking that none of their favorite pros were streaming and that there were some results being recorded on an API somewhere out that they were tracking and usually track for Apex Legends tournaments. And we somehow did it without any complications. And the background work that has happened there to further prevent that and, of course, make sure that our lands are impeccable has given us another ride up to knowing this is a potential problem. It was a low point, but we've gotten through it, excuse me, and come out on the other side stronger. And the last 3 tournaments have been phenomenal, and the last online splits have been phenomenal as well, with no issues. But that brings us to another position. As we're going strong and as we look back at this, is there more to do? Keep in mind that question as we go over this as well, because you see these right here. These are some of the charts they've put in of June and July 2024. We've got 209,000 accounts here being banned. 193,000 of them were for cheating. That's a lot. That's more than double the average. 16,000 were just bot accounts as well. And 205,000 of them were permanent. So these are not bans that are temporary. We saw you doing something wrong. You'll be able to get it back in. These are permanent bans. You'll have to make an entire new account or get the whatever it is. And sometimes when you look at these bigger bans, they can be IP bans as well. Let's look at the team investments, though, because this is another element that people were really worried about. Are you providing enough money to this team because it's such a huge part of the game? People would show up and say, and I'm sure many of you have had this thought, well, if you're making a lot of money and you want to do this, and you want the game to be as great as it can, invest in this hardcore problem that we're experiencing. And it looks like they're responding to this in a really great way. Obviously, the issue with this is something I'll bring up in just a moment of why it feels like they aren't responding, but let's read what they have to say. Respawn employs a team of specialists that monitor the gameplay and can take action against bad actors when needed. This can include, but isn't limited to, recording prohibited behavior, muting those being problematic in chat, both text and audio, removing players mid-match, and or issuing appropriate bans when applicable. The human component to successful anti-cheat effort is important. To help in that regard, we've expanded our team 24/7 coverage and are now better equipped to monitor, quickly review, and take corrective actions on cheating reports. We've grown our anti-cheat team in targeted regions like Asia Pacific that have been particularly hard hit by global cheating activity. Now, I'm not sure if that means that the growing and expanding of the team is the same as the targeted region growth as well, or if these are two different types of growth. I'm sure people will be excited if it's both. But let's just look at the tools and technology before we jump back into that. Apex uses Easy Anti-Cheat, a kernel-level anti-cheat service. They mentioned that before. That identifies cheating activity and automates corrective action. So this is somebody recognizing, this is a anti-cheat service recognizing when something is cheating or something is impacting the data, the system that Apex is running on, and it combats that. We also employ additional layers of protection designed to detect, disrupt, and disable cheating software. Some of these are industry standard, where others are developed here at Respawn and are specific to our needs. We cannot share specifics on these tools. I'll say that again. We can't share specifics on these tools, but they have improved their match review capabilities and allow us to evaluate flagged instances faster and more effectively. We've staffed and dedicated to deploying new tools and updates more quickly to help build strength and speed in the fight against cheating. Now, one of the interesting people that came into the cheating conversation was a guy named Pirate Software, who streams from like midnight all the way up to noon. So all the way during the night. Is a really cool guy. And I hosted one of his Twitch Rivals events for Pal World. So it was really cool to see him working with Twitch. And he ended up kind of coming into this conversation after Jen Burton and Imperial Hal had that cheating instance, and it helped talk to the community about what it means to work on cheating, what it means to, so what is someone actually doing when they're cheating? How can you actually stop them and detect them? All of these things, very open and candid. That was a breath of fresh air for the community. But let's go back to the truth of it. We can't share specifics on these tools. That's because he's not affiliated with Apex. He has nothing to do with Apex Legends. The truth is, if you're working in that game and that is your anti-cheat and you start giving out the secret sauce of what you're doing, all that does is make it easier for people who are trying to create cheats to know exactly what they have to work against. Think about it like going into a battle. You know exactly how the opponent is set up. You know exactly what they're doing. You can now build 3, 4, 5 different potential strategies on how to siege and take over their space. But if you have no idea where they are, if you're ambushed, if you're surprised, you're going to lose a lot of people in the process of eventually getting to the point where you find something that works. But it will take a long time, it will be arduous, and it will probably not be beneficial to continue in that path, and you might just give up. That's the point of hiding information. But I wanted to hear, when we got to this, what you guys really thought about cheating, because I went to Reddit and I went to gaming and I asked the question, in your opinion, can cheating online ever be defeated? And there was a post already built on this, and I wanted to showcase a few of the answers that I came across. The first answer was from Junkard. It is as likely as grammar being correctly used on the internet by 100% of the users. Well, ain't that the truth? There's no doubt about it. In my mind, cheating is something that is like 100% of people not cheating at all. Where does that exist? Does that exist in sports? Does that exist in politics? Does that exist in online gaming? No, but I'm going to give you guys the benefit of the doubt. I don't think any of you actually think you could stop cheating 100%. But in case there were some people who thought you could just give it up all the way, that's probably not possible. At least, Junkard, I agree with you on that one. Here's another one. I think devs cannot stop cheating fully because of limitations regarding user privacy. I mean, take Valorant's Vanguard anti-cheat. It is always active even when you're not playing the game, scanning for potential cheats. Still, there are cheaters in the game, but not as much as others. That sounds like a lot. I mean, I'm not sure. Do you guys want something running on your systems even when you're not playing that game anymore? Reading your information? I don't know. In my opinion, unless devs use a very intrusive system that scans everything you do on your PC and receives regular updates to combat the latest cheats, cheats will continue. Also, at the end of the day, the main problem is human nature. Since these games provide anonymity, there will be people who will cheat, grief, and whatever. And since human ingenuity knows no bounds, cheating will surely persist. I've been playing Red Dead Online for a couple of weeks. I'm amazed by how rampant cheating is, even in a PvE setting. Of course, this is partially because of the lack of anti-cheat for the game. Still, it's interesting to see that even in such a setting, some players want to get an advantage. This is the line that is interesting to me. And since human ingenuity knows no bounds. We are smart. We build these systems, so we build systems to beat them. Humanity has, taken over the world for better or for worse, and we have created so many wonderful things, but we've also created things that can destroy us, that could tear us all apart, that could end our lives. So what is the truth to it all? Do we create some good and do we create some bad? Absolutely. And unless you get rid of that element of human nature, it feels like you can't get rid of one side without getting rid of the other. So there's always going to be some people who want to get an advantage and believe, especially with anonymity, that they deserve it or that it's okay for them because no one's going to call them out on it. Lastly, this is one that I wanted to talk to you guys about. It'll probably wind up as an arms race between cheats, bots, and anti-cheat. Kind of already is. Now, when I think of an arms race, it comes to mind a story of a really famous movie, a great movie that I watched when I was young and gave me some, big thoughts about the world. Kind of changed my point of view on how I think about fighting with someone, how I think about trying to get even with someone, and how I just kind of think about life when things aren't suiting me, of whether I want to go and try to retaliate. That movie was called War Games, and it starred Matthew Broderick. And it was about a young hacker, a kid who was not really interested in high school, who hacked into a couple of systems. And he found out that he was hacking eventually into the nuclear warhead system that controlled all of the nuclear warheads in America, in a Soviet kind of America lead up to a potential nuclear war. And he asked to play this game that is essentially a simulation of nuclear war with the computer. What ends up happening is that the computer doesn't necessarily think that it's that it's fake. And the entire army ends up ramping up. They go to DEF CON, the highest level of DEF CON. They arrest the kid. They find out who's hiking, and they try to figure out how they can stop this nuclear war from happening, because the computer thinks that he's got to launch these missiles, because in the simulation, he's playing a Soviet Russia, and those missiles are being launched. So the crazy part of it is that this computer, who actually is in charge of these warheads, doesn't know it's a game. So the way that they fix it, the way that they ultimately find out that this can be saved, is essentially they make it play tic-tac-toe with itself. Essentially, they make it play mutually, nuclear war with itself, and it comes up with the concept of mutually assured destruction. The winner equals none. And the famous line is the computer tells Falcon it's concluded that nuclear war is a strange game in which the only winning move is not to play. Then he offers to play a nice game of chess. It's a thrilling movie. It's really well made. Even though I kind of told you the plot, if you hadn't seen it, it's still worth the watch. But it begs the question, is this a game that we really don't need to try to play? Whether cheating shouldn't exist, cheating is bad. Maybe cheating is just a part of the nature. And while we make improvements, we understand improvements are going to be made on the cheating side as well. And instead of trying to win on either side, we accept it. I do think that, unlike in war games, we should do our best. We should try to fight it as much as possible. But maybe we can accept that there's always going to be people on the other side trying to push the agenda of cheating and benefiting from it, from the cheats that they sell and the feeling they get of cheating. And there's always going to be people who want to play the most pure version of the game and test their might and their true skill. Whichever side that you're on, that's the side you're on. I'm not here to judge you, but I am here to say that I'm very, very happy with Apex Legends communication, and I hope you guys are too. Leave a comment in this section below and let me know what you guys think. It's been a minute since I've been back on making videos, but I appreciate you guys watching and hanging with me, and as always, never give up, never stop gaming, and I'll see you all next time.